Rejection sucks, and you talked about the importance of persistence. But what is even worse, in my opinion, is getting no response. How do you ensure you will get a yes or a no, preferably a yes, at the end of a pitch, whether it be in front of an investor or in a cold email request? I'm going to take a different tack on this and say no response is a no. That is what it is. Investors are not going to invest in you unless they're excited, right? They might say you have a good business. They might even say to you, hey, you're going to have a good business. You're going to make a lot of money. I'm just not interested for whatever reason. I don't invest in this category, or this is not interesting for X and Y reason. They have all kinds of weird reasons why they don't invest. I think the key, so first off, the no response is a no. Second off is vulnerability. Most people are not going to be honest with you in life. It's just the reality. They don't have incentive to be honest with you. People don't want to be honest with you by default. But if you're honest with them and you're vulnerable with them and you kind of lay out where you're really coming from, people will tend to be more honest with you. And the question is, how do you get to that conversation where you're looking them in the eye and you're saying, here's the problem I have. How can you help? Problem is 10 investors just told me no. You're not, they didn't get back to me, right? You're probably about to do the same thing. Why is that? How can I improve? Tell me what are the problems you see. Ask them at the end of the meeting. You'd be surprised. VCs often will not, or any really person that you meet, if you're doing sales, you're doing business development, they most likely will not come and tell you all their concerns. Some will. And the better the VCs or the more kind of top tier the VCs, the more likely that they'll kind of give you feedback, which might be perceived as harsh, which is good actually, by the way. But ask them what they think. You'd be surprised when you ask people, what are the concerns you have? What do you view as the big risk areas? How much they'll tell you. They'll tell you a lot. And the third thing I would say is, and this is a general feedback, which is not exactly about your question, but it's be open to the feedback from others. If someone gives you feedback, whether it's your board, your employees, your investors, or your significant other, you don't have to do it. You don't have to take it. If they say, hey, you should go in this direction, or hey, you're doing this wrong, it doesn't mean that they're right. But if you listen, the act of listening creates and opens the way for communication to occur. If communication is not occurring, you're in a tough place. You don't know what people think. You don't know why they're saying no or why they're not getting back to you. But if you if you open yourself to communication and you open yourself to feedback, you're going to get a lot more of it. And often you're going to get at least something that's good and that's helpful and that'll resonate with you.